Part 1. The Night the Symbols Chose You. Have you ever jolted awake from a dream that felt more real than waking life? A dream where symbols dark, ancient, and uncanny hovered before you, etched not only in your vision but in your very soul. This is not the imagination of a restless mind. This is a calling, a spiritual initiation, a moment when the veil between worlds is thinner than paper, and the symbols you see are not just dreams, they are summonses. They are warnings. And for the chosen ones, they are maps. We begin this journey with something few dare to discuss openly, the truth that not all spiritual symbols are divine in origin. Some are born from darkness. Not evil in the cartoonish sense, but in the primordial, cosmic sense forces older than our world, older than language, that seek to guide or corrupt. For those of us walking the path of light, these symbols appear not to harm but to test. They are spiritual riddles wrapped in fear, wrapped in the night. And if you've seen them, you might be one of the few being called into something far deeper than mere belief. You may wonder, why do these symbols appear only in dreams? Why not in waking life, where we could analyze and dissect them carefully? The answer is that dreams are the language of the soul. They are the realm where your ego sleeps and your spirit breathes freely. In the dream world, you are not bound by logic or conditioning. You are raw, you are real. And in that rawness, you become a canvas for the cosmos to paint truth, horror, and revelation. So when a demonic symbol appears in your dream, it is not an accident, it is an initiation.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
Let us look deeper into the first of these symbols, a black serpent devouring its own tail. The Ouroboros, yes, but inverted. You see, in ancient teachings, the Ouroboros represents eternity and the cycle of life, death and rebirth. But in the dream of a chosen one, this symbol often appears decaying, corrupted in endless hunger that consumes but never transforms. What does that mean for you? It means you are confronting the shadow of eternity, not its light. You are being asked, are you ready to break the cycles that consume your soul? Or will you continue to devour your own evolution, over and over, lifetime after lifetime? Another frequent symbol is the eye piercing, lidless and unblinking. But this is not the all-seeing eye of divine wisdom. No, this is the eye of surveillance. The demonic eye in dreams often appears in the sky, or in mirrors, or carved into your skin. It watches you, judges you, not with love, but with control. It represents the spiritual parasite, the force that feeds on your fear, your confusion, your compliance. When you see this eye, ask yourself, who is truly watching me in this life? What forces have I allowed to observe, manipulate, and define me? The eye does not lie. It reveals your entrapment. Some of us dream of ancient writing scripts that look familiar but cannot be read. These symbols often glow or vibrate or seem to rewrite themselves as you look at them. If you are seeing these, understand this: your soul is remembering. It is attempting to decode ancient contracts you made long before this lifetime, in contracts with energies, beings, or paths that you may have forgotten but never escaped. These symbols are not evil, they are binding. And when they appear, they challenge you to remember, what did I agree to before I was born? And am I still bound to those ancient deals? And then There is the mirror that reflects not your face, but another. A version of you twisted, aged, monstrous, or perhaps divine, but cold and unfeeling. This is not just a dream. This is a confrontation with your potential. The demonic mirror is not about vanity, it is about identity. It asks, who are you becoming? And who are you afraid you already are? The chosen ones are often given this symbol because they are shapeshifters of spirit. They can become light or shadow, and the dream is showing you both paths, asking you to choose not with words, but with action. Some dreams are more terrifying than symbolic. You may see a red sigil burning on a door or carved into your skin. You may feel it pulsing, alive, sentient. This sigil is not from your mind. It is a brand, a message from forces observing your path. Often it appears before a major life change, a spiritual awakening, a loss, a betrayal, or a profound insight. When you see this, do not panic. Instead, ask, what part of my life is being marked for transformation? Because that symbol is a doorway, but only you can walk through it. Have you ever seen a tree in your dream upside down, its roots in the sky, its branches underground? This inverted tree is one of the most disturbing symbols for the chosen ones. It represents a reversal of natural law, a distortion of spiritual truth. When this appears, it means your foundation is being tested. Your beliefs, your practices, your identity, they may not be what you thought they were. The tree asks, what am I rooted in? And is that root nourishing me or poisoning me? Inverted symbols are not curses. They are mirrors showing you where your life is out of alignment with your spirit. Now, the seventh and most personal symbol, the child in shadow. You may see a small figure in your dreams, silent, watching, sometimes crying, sometimes smiling with a knowing sadness. This child is not just a symbol. It is you, a younger version of your soul. The part of you that still remembers the original light, before the world touched you with fear, shame, and silence. When this child appears, the message is urgent. You must return to your origin. You must protect what remains uncorrupted within you. And if you cannot protect it, you must resurrect it. You see, these symbols are not random. They are not evil. They are archetypes, ancient, multi-dimensional languages spoken by the unconscious and by the divine. But why do they appear to the chosen ones specifically? Because to be chosen is not a privilege. It is a responsibility. It means your soul is capable of holding truths others would collapse under. It means you are being prepared not for fame or comfort, but for service, for battle, for remembrance. When these symbols appear, do not run. Do not dismiss them as nightmares. Instead, ask, what are these symbols trying to awaken in me? What message have I ignored for too long? Because every demonic symbol is a paradox. It is dark, yes, but it points to a light so ancient, so powerful, that it has been buried beneath layers of fear and forgetfulness. It is the treasure buried in shadow. And only those brave enough to look into the dark will ever find it. This journey is not about decoding dreams like puzzles. It is about entering into relationship with your soul. Your dreams are not random, they are revelations. And if you are seeing these symbols, it means your soul is knocking, loudly, urgently, and you must decide whether to answer. Let me ask you something you may have never dared to ask yourself. What if the darkness in your dream is not trying to hurt you but trying to wake you? What if the demon is not your enemy but your reflection? What if all the fear, all the symbols, all the terror is actually a map back to your highest self? Everything you dream has meaning, but not everything you dream comes from the same realm. Some symbols are divine, others are ancestral, and some are demonic but not in the way you think. Demonic, in the spiritual sense, means of the daimon, a force of chaos, change, and confrontation. It is the energy that breaks illusions and shatters false peace. When you see these symbols, you are not being cursed. You are being called. Part 2. Into the depths, the hidden meaning behind the symbols we fear. Have you ever considered that the symbols haunting your dreams are not merely signs of spiritual warfare, but keys to your hidden power? The chosen ones are not merely visited by symbols, they are given them. Like sacred codes etched into the soul, these symbols do not just appear to scare us. They appear to activate us. But the activation will never come through fear. It comes through understanding, through courage, through surrender to the mystery within. When you see a demonic symbol in your dreams, your first instinct is often to reject it, to wake up sweating, praying, rebuking. But pause for a moment. What if the symbol is not there to destroy your peace, but to destroy your illusions? What if it is there to awaken the part of you that has been asleep for lifetimes? The darkness is not your enemy. It is your teacher. You are not just chosen to escape the dark. You are chosen to walk through it and come out with the fire still burning in your eyes. Let us return to the eye this time, not just seeing it, but becoming aware of its gaze. When the eye watches you in your dream, it is not only observing, it is challenging your inner witness. That eye is the part of you that knows too much, that has seen your lies, your compromises, your silence. It asks, how long will you pretend you do not see what your soul knows to be true? The eye is not the enemy. It is the unblinking awareness of your divine self, demanding nothing less than total truth. It burns because it is sacred. The black serpent, too, evolves in its meaning. In some dreams, it does not merely devour itself, it coils around your body, your heart, your mind. This is the symbol of constriction and of spiritual suffocation. But it is also the symbol of potential energy kundalini, the coiled serpent at the base of your spine. Ask yourself, what part of me is being squeezed by life right now? What part of me is ready to rise but fears the burning? The serpent is not evil. The serpent is power. But power, when denied, becomes torment. We often misunderstand the role of fear in spiritual dreams. Fear is not the message. Fear is the veil. The message lies beneath the fear. So when you see a symbol that terrifies you, a screaming face, a shifting shadow, a sigil burning with red flame, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to burn away from me? What truth is so powerful, it had to arrive disguised as terror? The chosen ones are not afraid of demons. They learn to listen to them, to decode their language, but to alchemize it into wisdom. The inverted tree appears again, but this time it burns from the roots upward, reversed fire flowing downward into the earth. This is not destruction. This is revelation. The burning tree shows you where your life has been rooted in falsehood, in ego, in survival. It is burning away the lies you called identity. It is showing you that sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is let it all fall down. Only then can the true tree grow. The tree of soul. The tree that knows its roots are in the stars. What happens when the child in shadow begins to speak in your dreams? What happens when they tell you stories you've never heard but feel like memories? That child is the voice of your soul before the world taught it to be quiet. It will tell you things you've forgotten, like why you came here, what you agreed to, and where you are going. Often, the child will show you places, homes you've never seen in waking life, but recognize instantly. That's because your soul remembers, and the child is your guide back to origin. Some dreams are more ritualistic. You may find yourself in a circle of hooded figures, or standing before an altar with runes in the air. You may hear chanting, feel vibration, or even be asked to choose between symbols. These are not nightmares. These are soul ceremonies. You are being tested. The dream space has become sacred ground. And the beings you see, whether dark or light, are responding to your spiritual vibration. They come because you called them with your energy. The question is, what energy are you truly sending out into the universe? Many chosen ones report seeing the symbol of a door that cannot be opened. Sometimes it's sealed with wax. Sometimes it's covered in thorns. Sometimes it bleeds. This door is not just a metaphor. It is a boundary between who you are and who you are becoming. It is the threshold of transformation, and it remains shut until you are ready to leave behind what you think you need. Dreams are not polite. They will show you what must die in you for the real you to be born. And the unopened door asks, what am I still clinging to that no longer serves my soul? The burning sigil, often seen on the chest, the palm, or the forehead, is a powerful mark. It is the sign of awakening. But awakening is not always gentle. It is fire. It is fracture. It is the moment when everything you thought was real begins to fall away. When this sigil appears, it means your soul is ready to be initiated. And initiation is not a ceremony with candles and robes. It is a breaking, a bleeding, a surrender. The sigil burns because you are being branded by truth. It hurts because you are becoming real. Ask yourself now, in the silence between thoughts, what if the symbol I fear most is the one that holds my freedom? What if the face in the shadows is not a demon but a forgotten ancestor? What if the voice calling your name in your dream is not haunting you, but reminding you? When you stop running from the symbols, you begin to see them clearly. And when you see them clearly, you realize they are not here to possess you. They are here to prepare you. You are not just the dreamer. You are the dream. You are not just the chosen one. You are the chooser. And every symbol is a fork in the road. Will you wake up and forget it? Or will you wake up and follow it, trace it, breathe it, until it becomes part of you? Spiritual wisdom is not in avoiding darkness. It is in transmuting it, turning poison into medicine, turning fear into fire. The eye becomes your own. The serpent becomes your spine rising. The child becomes your innocence returned. The sigil becomes your mark of destiny. The door opens. The mirror no longer distorts, and suddenly you are no longer running. You are remembering. There is a deep truth here that few dare to hear. The demonic symbols are not here to destroy you. They are here to destroy who you are not. And in that destruction, your soul is revealed. The chosen ones are not protected from the dark. They are forged in it, and the forge is hot. The symbols are branding irons, but what comes out of that flame is divine. So the next time you dream and the symbol returns, don't turn away. Lean in. Ask it, what do you want me to see? What are you here to teach me? And then listen, not with your ears, but with your soul. Because the dream is not just trying to scare you. It is trying to wake you. And the only question is, will you answer before it's too late? Part 3. Rising from the shadows, becoming who you were always meant to be. By now you must feel it, not just the weight of the symbols, but the strange familiarity of them. The serpents, the eyes, the burning sigils, and the whispering shadows. They are not strangers. They are echoes. Pieces of a forgotten language your soul once spoke fluently before this life dimmed the memory. And if you are still watching, still listening, then you are ready. Because this is where the transformation begins, not at the surface, but in the deep. Not through resistance, but through surrender to your own spiritual becoming. We often think of awakening as light pouring in, bliss filling the body, angels singing in harmony. But for the chosen ones, the beginning is rarely that gentle. Awakening often begins with the symbols we fear most. The ones that speak of darkness, of chaos, of things buried. Why? Because light does not enter where we are already comfortable. It enters where we are cracked, and those demonic symbols are the cracks. They are the fractures in the illusion, the breaking points through which truth pours in like wildfire. The mirror, once feared, now becomes a portal. In your dreams, when you stand before it, you no longer see the demonic version of yourself. Instead, you see possibility. You see what you could become if you stopped running from your shadow and embraced it. The mirror no longer distorts. It reveals. And that is the moment the chosen one begins to change, not by fighting the darkness, but by integrating it. Because real power comes not from purity, but from wholeness. The integration of light and shadow creates the true healer, the true warrior, the true mystic. And what about the eye? It no longer watches you with judgment. Now, it aligns with your own vision. It becomes your inner sight, your intuition sharpened beyond human logic. You begin to see things others can't. You see patterns in chaos. You hear messages in silence. You sense truth behind lies. That eye has moved from the sky into your own soul. Now you are the watcher, the seer, and the dreams that once terrified you become messages you interpret with reverence, not fear. The burning sigil, once a symbol of pain, now glows with power. It is no longer a mark of curse. It is a seal, a spiritual signature, a sign that you have passed through the fire of your own becoming and survived. You begin to feel it in waking life as a heat in your palms, a vibration in your chest, a knowing in your mind. That sigil is your soul's crest. You didn't earn it through rituals or books. You earned it by facing what most people spend their whole lives avoiding. Now, It marks you not as cursed, but as initiated. The child in shadow, they now walk beside you, no longer crying, no longer silent. They have merged into your being, bringing with them the innocence you thought was lost forever. But this innocence is not naive. It is wise. It is the innocence that comes after betrayal, after loss, after fire and ash. It is the child who remembers the stars and whispers them into your adult ears. It is the version of you that never forgot who you were. And now, finally, you remember. The door that once would not open now swings wide. Not because someone unlocked it for you, but because you became the key. The obstacles you once thought were outside of you, fear, confusion, rejection, were always inside. And once you faced them, the door had no choice but to yield. What lies beyond it is not heaven, not paradise, but truth, a landscape of your soul, a field where your purpose grows wild and waiting. And all you must do now is walk forward. The upside-down tree no longer burns. It turns. Its roots find the soil again. Its branches stretch skyward. And you realize, perhaps for the first time, that your life was never broken, it was just inverted. You were growing in the wrong direction, reaching for validation instead of vocation, survival instead of sovereignty. But now, your roots are deep, your branches wide, and the fruit you bear is wisdom, compassion, and power. You are no longer afraid to be seen. You are no longer afraid to grow. Remember the ancient symbols you couldn't read? Now in dreams you trace them with your fingers and they glow with recognition. Each one a lost truth returned, a piece of your soul language remembered. You may still not be able to say what they mean in words, but you feel them. They resonate. They vibrate in your bones. These symbols are not foreign, they are home. And when you wake, you carry their energy with you, guiding your choices, shaping your path, aligning your life. Here is the deepest truth. The demonic symbols were never meant to destroy you, they were meant to test you, to see if you would remember, to see if you would awaken, to see if, in the face of darkness, you would choose to become the light. And if you're still here, still listening, then you have chosen. Whether you know it or not, you have already stepped onto the path of the awakened. And that path is not easy, but it is sacred. Let me ask you something few dare to ask. What if the life you are living now is the dream and your nightmares are the truth trying to break in? What if the symbols are not warnings, but reminders that you are more than a job, a name, a history? That you are a force of remembering in a world that has forgotten? And what if your fear is not a weakness, but an invitation to power? You see, the chosen ones are not chosen because they are better. They are chosen because they are ready, ready to see what others deny, ready to feel what others numb, ready to become what others fear. And the initiation is not done in temples or with titles. It happens in the quiet hours of the night, in the heat of a dream, in the trembling after you wake and ask, what did that mean? The symbols are not going away. They will return again and again. But now you will not run. You will not hide. You will sit with them, speak to them, learn from them, and in doing so, you will become unshakable. Because darkness no longer controls you. It serves you. It teaches you. It completes you. And one day, someone will come to you. Someone terrified. Someone who woke from a dream with a burning sigil on their chest, or a serpent in their bed, or a mirror that showed them a face they did not recognize. And you will take their hand, look into their eyes, and say, "I know. I've seen it too. Let me show you what it means." That is when you will know you are no longer the student. You have become the guide. You are no longer the haunted, you are the healer. You are no longer afraid of the symbols. You are fluent in their language. So tonight, when the dream comes again, when the eye opens, or the child calls, or the door appears, do not fear it. Walk toward it. Listen, remember, because this is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your becoming. And the symbols, they are not curses. They are the alphabet of your awakening. You are not alone. You never were. You were simply waiting to remember. And now you have.